The boat behind me is a Horizon FD80, the FD being for fast displacement, and for an 80-foot motor yacht it really does pack in an enormous amount of space, functionality and features that I think you'd be really surprised. Horizon have given us full access to this today, so let's go on board and take a look. So if we come on board, one of the first things that you notice is the enormous beach club. Now the Horizon FD range can be configured in a number of ways in this beach club area. The one we're looking at today obviously has been configured less for a beach club and more for functionality. So we've got storage lockers here, storage lockers, a lot more refrigeration, which you can't have too much on a motor yacht, of course, but this could be lounging area, this could be a more defined beach club, but having said that, Horizon can configure these for you in a variety of different ways. There is some cruise space down there. We're going to come to that last, because after that we can always scoot through and take a look at the engines, but let's move all the way up to the flybridge, because I think one of the hero areas on this boat is the flybridge, and have a look at the space of this thing. So just remember, we're on an 80-foot motor yacht here. We've obviously got a crane at the back. You could run your tender across here, which is what I would probably do. But let's just come back and take a look at this, because in front of me we've got a jacuzzi and kind of like a bar area. You could just kind of sit around and take advantage of that. Like, how cool is that? I don't know of many 80-foot motor yachts actually that have a jacuzzi. Maybe someone will correct me. But we've got lots and lots and lots of amenity. This is a huge refrigeration chest here. Underneath that we've got storage, ice making. So this is a great like serving area. We've got 3 like little bar stools here where you can just kind of sidle yourself up, grab yourself a drink, look out over the back of the boat, having an awesome time. We've got a big C-shaped lounge area here underneath the hard top. Fantastic socialising space, and this connects beautifully to this dedicated bar area. So again, an 80-foot boat, and we've got this enormous, it really is like the mini super yacht setup. Underneath here we've got grilling capabilities, we've got on tap, so you could have sparkling water. I guess you could really run anything through those lines that you'd want, but probably you're doing sparkling water. Oh, there you go. You could actually connect up a keg and run beer through that if you wanted. So happy days. We've got storage, ice, and refrigeration in these 2 drawers. Huge amounts of refrigeration. And if I swing around here, we've got an ice maker. So look, you probably, or I'd say definitely, are crewing this boat. Now you could not crew it. At 80 feet, you could probably take it on yourself, but really, why would you bother when you've got a bridge like this? Have a look at this. This really is little ship stuff, isn't it? This is not. It's hard to think you're in an 80-foot motor yacht, but in fact we are. So what have we got? We've got a whole sort of like glass helm of 3 huge 18, or maybe they're 20s. They might be the 20-inch Garmin multi-function displays stretching all the way across. We've got the stern and bow thrusters, engine, what have we got here? Autopilot. We've got the, so I think this is the C-Zone system where you can control all of the ship's electricals from here. But if you're stood up at the helm, controlling the boat with this fantastic wheel, you're stood here or sat here. I mean, you really are in charge of a ship, aren't you? That's exactly what it feels like. Not an 80-foot motor yacht, that's for sure. If you want to be part of the action, of course, you can come and sit yourself down here in this little corner nook, which is fantastic. There's a day head up here on the Sky Lounge, like this, which is terrific. And while I've got the chance, we'll go this way. We'll go on this side. We'll scoot forward and take a look at the bow. By the way, if I come back, you'll notice it. On either side of the boat, these are these kind of like wings that come out like this. And they've done that so that you can obviously come out when you bring the boat into the berth and get it done just right, so you get a real great line of sight. So let's move forward. We've got this, obviously we've got the raked windscreen, but at the front we've got this fantastic bimini that we've got up at the moment, and this fantastic socialising space. I'd say for a good 8 people, if you want to do more sunbaking, you can do that here on these sun lounges. If I come down here, you probably get a better view. There you go, of exactly what that looks like. Seating tables up the front, some beds here for 4 people or so. There's lockers here on either side. Oops, they've got little locks on them. So they look like this. So these are all for your covers. You could use that for fenders, whatever you want. There's a few of those. And then as we step down, it really is little ship stuff when we get into the deck gear. Massive windlasses, huge chain locker there. Love the way that you can tell when you're on a big boat, when you've got those deck cleats that go out this way, and they just absolutely are massive stuff. Massive. You spin back around, I mean, that doesn't even really do it justice, just how big that is. Underneath here we've got another big locker, purposely for the boat's tenders. Fantastic. And then if we come back this side, you get another beautiful view, more lockers, etc. How good. And you can see again, there's another one of those kind of like a wing station, if you like. Let's go down onto the main deck and we'll have a look inside the main salon that looks like this. We'll start with the galley actually, because it's quite an interesting thing that Horizon do. Now these boats probably more often are crewed, but on occasions they're not. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is, you might notice on the sides here that there's these kind of grooves here. Now that's because you can drop down a screen that separates off the galley from the rest of the socialising area. So if you do have crew and they're preparing your meal in here and you want that kind of separation, then you can do that. But it is a fantastic galley. I mean, this really is probably better than most domestic kitchens. We've got large amounts of bench top, huge sinks here, 5 burner hob, big refrigeration. That's the freezer section there, and this is the fridge section here, full length, so enormous amounts of cooling space. 2 ovens over there, lots and lots of storage. I think I'm right in saying that this will be storage. I thought that might have been something else. Anyway, I know that there's a dishwasher hiding away in here somewhere. We don't necessarily have to find everything, but it is. Oh, here it is. Here, there you go. But it is a beautiful galley with lots and lots of space for all of the things that you would need when you're away for any length of time. We don't have to open them, all of them, but but they are there. Behind here is some like shallow storage, which is great. You can use that for a variety of things. I'm pretty sure this is like a walnut finish, and it's satin on the inside, but on the exterior they've gone for a more higher gloss, which is pretty nice. I think that works particularly well. I like this kind of, it's almost like a kitchen bar kind of setup where you can sit here if you want, talk to someone who's working away in the galley, have your breakfast, what have you. But have a look at the size of this main salon. It is huge. We'll put the details up of the beam of the boat, but it really is vast. I mean, I'm not underestimating that, or overestimating it rather. It really is big, and it gives you the opportunity to do a couple of clever things. This is an interesting feature, and one you're seeing more in boats, where you have like a full-length dining table that kind of leafs out. So as it is here, of course, it's serving more as almost like a casual sort of dining bar, where you might be having your breakfast or lunch and you're looking out through the starboard side. But if you were wanting to use this for more formal dining, that would leaf out, and those chairs that are over by the galley, they would then come around on this side, and you'd have dining for 6 guests or more, which is fantastic. But let's take a look at the rest of the salon, because it really is beautiful. Massive pull down television, big lounging area, huge windows, and you can imagine just how much fun this would be sitting here after dinner, taking in a movie or something like that. The aft cockpit, voluminous again, as you'd expect. Huge amounts of seating for probably a good 8, 9, 10 people. If we open these, I think you'll find we've got some, what's that? That's the emergency fire. This will be more refrigeration for just to service the aft cockpit. But you've also got the convenience of, and where did it go? It's this side. A day head. Fantastic. So there's a day head that services the aft cockpit as well as the flybridge. Fantastic. So I think you're getting the picture that for an 80-foot boat, you really are getting lots and lots and lots of space. That takes you down, I believe, to the owner's cabin. We'll come back to that in a sec, and we'll move forward. Actually, I think that's wrong. I think that goes down into the guest cabins. The owner's cabin is main deck, and that's ahead of us, past this wine cabinet and stemware cabinet there. And this is the owner's cabin here, I believe. Beautiful carpet, I have to say, underfoot. This feels fantastic. Love the natural tones in here. I really like the way in which you're getting this kind of ambient light above the bed. Huge ceiling heights. I mean, there's probably sort of 6.5 feet height here. It's a very, very stunning, contemporary looking cabin, which has lockers everywhere, really. There's lockers there. I believe there's lockers over here. Sometimes on some of these boats, it's hard just to keep up with just how many lockers there are. There and there. Needless to say, lots and lots of storage, even in places like this, where we've got more storage like this. Again, in this high gloss contrast against the stone. Very nice. Big windows, opening section. It's very, very nice. The ensuite looks like this. So you've got the toilet in there. That can close across, and I might be right in saying that might be able to be frosted. Maybe I'm right, maybe... No, that's definitely not what that is. We'll probably edit that out. Ha! Anyway, his and hers basins, full shower with the choice of either waterfall or rainfall, and a wall-mounted wand. Pretty striking, isn't it? That type of effect. They're tiles, but it really is a pretty striking kind of effect that you get, that they've carried through right through the ensuite. I quite like that. Very, very good. Okay, let's spin out of here and let's explore more of the accommodation, because there are two ways down to get to that accommodation. The second of those is this, and this brings us down into that area that I mentioned before, which is the crew cabin. So in here we've got a pair of bunks with some hanging lockers here and a pair of bunks there, and serviced by these amenities. So we've got a sink, basin, a hob, more refrigeration here and here, and the second crew cabin. So again, I have to keep reminding you that this is an 80-foot boat, and we've got two crew cabins, so accommodation for three crew rather, and lots of storage for those crew. You can see there, I won't open them all. There's more there, more there, more there. Whoops, swing through, that's okay. And then through here, this can serve the crew as well for their shower, but if you were using this as a beach club and had this more set up as a beach club, this would be the place you'd be coming for that. Tucked away in here, a little bit more storage, and that's our access back out onto the swim deck. But we'll come back to that. That's the engine rooms, but the place we wanted to go to is to take those other steps, g'day, and have a look at the rest of the accommodation, which is down here. So down with these steps we arrive at this beautiful landing, and we've got three more cabins. The first of those is this cabin, and I think this is a really clever design. We're in the bow of the boat, and you can see this is set up as two singles, and it's kind of like a scissor configuration, but you can obviously move those sort of ornaments out of the way, and this will scissor back in to make a full double. So I think that's fantastic flexibility for your owners and guests. If you've got kids or you want to have a couple down here, you can configure this in any way that you like. Tons of storage, enormous amounts of storage and hanging space for your guests. Really well served down here. More here. It's fantastic, isn't it? And it's serviced by its own ensuite, which looks like this. So we've got shower there, again with that really striking black and white design. If that's your thing, it's pretty cool, isn't it? I quite like it. Vanity, toilet, mirror. There you go, guy in the mirror, everything you'd expect. Storage. Yep, got to have a place to put your aftershave collection, and then everything back there. So I guess what you would typically call that a VIP stateroom, but it can also serve as two singles as well. So that's a very clever, very innovative kind of thing that Horizon have done. In here we've got more storage. I feel like the storage king some days when I do these walkthroughs. But we've got washer and dryer here. Terrific. And then this cabin. Now this probably for me would be the main guest cabin. It's the largest of the other four cabins. It's full island double bed, full walk around island double bed, I love some of these features that are on either side. You've got these kind of like display cabinets, really beautifully backlit too. Nice windows above the bed. I quite like having a window above my bed. I think that's a really good thing to have. The Fusion sound system controls are there. You can see here we've got the same thing there with the lovely backlit kind of display, I guess you'd call that, and your AV there. But it just has the feel of a very, very nice, very high-end cabin. Lots of storage. There we go, hanging lockers for everyone. Huge amount of hanging lockers. I think that's almost as much as the owner's cabin had. I mean, you could almost argue that this could almost be the owner's cabin. I guess it depends how you want to look at it. But I think this is typically would be the second biggest cabin. Again, big separate shower. That striking vanity. Separate toilet. We're not going to press those buttons again, are we? Anyway, we'll move out of here. But beautiful stuff. And then the fourth is this. So another pair of singles. Again, really good head height. This is probably, I'd say, about 6'8" in here, 6'7". Big opening portside windows. I like the shelving up the top here. I think that's great. Electrical ports. Everyone's wanting to find a place to, charge your iPhone these days and what have you. Pretty nice there. Lockers behind there, and it also has its own ensuite. Beautiful. Vanity basin, shower. Nice, isn't it? For the fourth size cabin, that's a really nice size. You could be pretty comfortable in here, let me say. It's fantastic. Okay, so we've seen the flybridge. I think we've seen, we haven't seen these little areas here at the bottom of the landing. This is like a little, I don't know, what would you call this? It's like a little atrium, like a little landing area. It's fantastic, isn't it? Move past the accommodation and we'll move back up. G'day mate.
Oh, yeah.
How's it going?
Good.
That's the way. We'll come back up from this massive main salon and we'll zip down and we'll have a look at the engine room. And we can access that by spinning around through the beach club or utility room, past the crew accommodation, and here we are. And it's nothing less than you'd expect for an 80-foot boat. Not only is it huge, but it's extremely well laid out. Very roomy. Very impressive. Now, the FD range, they're a fast displacement design, so but you're probably really going to be cruising along at around about 10 or 12 to get the most range out of the 10,000 litre fuel tanks. Well, let's just take a look at what we've got down here. We've got the generators there. And we've got some of the water filtration, oil filtration systems. Have a look at the massive exhaust on these things. If you like geeking out at engines, you'd have to be impressed if you came down and saw the massive size of these engines and the exhaust. They're huge. Very cool. What else have we got here? Right, yep, some of the other gens, electricals, a little workbench there. Very cool. Very cool. And heaps of space. I'm standing up, I've got about 6 inches above my head, so if you're down here working on the boat, you're going to do so pretty comfortably. All right, let's scoot out of here and let's finish back up in the main. Hello. How's it going? That's the way. Let's finish back up on the main salon, because it's such a beautiful afternoon. This is where I'd want to be. So that's the Horizon FD80. I think you have to agree that's a pretty special 80-foot motor yacht. So much to offer. It'd be a heap of fun to be on board one of those for a week or so with your friends. You'd absolutely have a ball. Thank you to Horizon for opening up the boat for me this afternoon at the boat show. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. Leave a comment and a like. And I think we'll finish it there. I'll see you next week with another video. Bye for now.